everyone. Welcome back. We are on day three of the Manifesting with the Moon Challenge. I'm so excited. If you could have seen me just a few seconds before while the countdown was going, I was doing like this wiggle dance, just getting all the wiggles out. There's a lot of energy going on. Today is the full moon in Sagittarius. So happy full moon day. Awesome. Isn't it Scorpio, Sagittarius? Oh, no, Janice. See, that's where my wiggles went. That's the answer to the question today. See, it'll get there. It'll get there. Yes, Aries moon. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for joining in. Let's see, where am I watching us today? I think the group, so I can see what's going on there. I know a lot of you are watching me on the Blue Moon Manifestations page, and that is fabulous. That is how this is designed, so you guys can see it in multiple places. And there we are. There I am. There's the countdown. Hello. Who do we have today so far? Sandy, hi. Janine, Dawn Marie, hi. Sandra, Sandy, Janine said you guys. Yay, your favorite color is pink. That was for yesterday. Oh, no, wait, I'm watching the wrong one. My goodness, there's our live. Oh my gosh, technology. That's why there was so many comments. Nilda, hello, Carrie, everybody. Apparently I had more wiggles to get out. I didn't get all the wiggles out. So happy full moon. And yes, the question for today was, what is your moon sign? If you know that. And mine is a Gemini. I'm a Gemini moon. So I'll touch back on that in just a second. For those that are just kind of jumping in halfway or catching this on the replay, hello. My name is Patty Diaz. I am the founder of Blue Moon Manifestations. I am also a magical life coach and mentor, specializing in helping you create a life of magic. For me, a life of magic consists of the moon and manifestation, abundance, gratitude, intention, and clarity. And by teaching those 5 pillars and foundations, I help you to break free from the mold and from the routine and from what's holding you back, so that you can unapologetically live life on your own terms. Live a life designed by you instead of one designed for you. Even if that's by default. Designed by default happens a lot, so that you can go out and live your life, love your life, have fun, enjoy, live a life that you want to be living. Hello, Ashley, Libra moon, awesome. Sandra, Taurus moon, hi. Nilda, I do have your chart. I just haven't emailed it. So Nilda, it's just been lots of things that I have to apparently squeeze into a day that I've done to myself. So I'm not complaining. These are things that I have created for myself. But let me tell you the reasoning, what developed into the reasoning for asking that question. Every round of the challenge, I have a bonus class at the end. So we have the core 5 days, Monday through Friday, and then I always have a bonus class. And I offer that on Zoom, and it's free. It's, it's kind of just like a wrap up of the challenge. And each class has had a different theme. And the one that we're talking about this time, it's going to be on Sunday, is what is your moon sign and how to work with that? What does that mean for you? It really is a key component of getting to know yourself better and what you need. That will be the clue that I give you. What you need is what that helps you find out what it is that you need and what aspect we'll talk about during the class. So we'll go through all the moon signs and go through what that means. So awesome, Gabriela, hello. Today on day 3, we're talking about abundance. And I think I'm done with my keyboard, at least for right now. So let me move that out of my way. So today we're talking about abundance. And before I do that, before I get completely off track, let me pull our card for today. I am pulling cards from the Moonology Oracle deck. I'm pulling one card at the beginning of each day of the challenge. And then on Friday, We'll just look at them and see if it has, a cohesive message or not. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Oh, interesting. This one just slid out. I didn't even have to pick it. It slid out all by itself. So the card for today is a balsamic moon, a time for healing. And this is a very appropriate message for the Sagittarius full moon that we're in right now. Lots of healing is possible. I'm not going to go into the full moon chat because then I'll totally get diverged. I'm going to jump in, I think, in the Blue Moon Magic Tribe group today to do a quick chat. If you're not in there, it's a free group to join. And I don't have an exact time yet. Uh-oh. Can I blah? Let's see. Can I? There we go. Move that out of the way. The call, my phone was ringing. So let's get into talking about abundance. And like I explained at the beginning, manifesting is taking something from your brain, an idea, a dream, a concept, and making it reality. Making it so that it's tangible, you're living it, experiencing it here in the 3D world, and the process of doing that. So that process is manifestation. And to do this, you have to create the life that you want, consciously create it. You have to believe it's possible. And that was, hi, Tana, Montana. I see, I have those clicks now. Hi, Tana, good to see you. Thank you for joining. We're talking manifesting abundance today with the moon as part of our challenge, our 5-day challenge that we're doing. So you have to believe it's possible. Yes, tap into your emotions and believe it's possible and not merely just go through the motions. So let me dial it back just a little bit. And I am seeing all of your moon signs go by. I love it. I love it. Thank you for sharing. You guys are awesome. You guys really are. I love it. Such a good group of people. Awesome people. I believe too. That's why it's so magical. So you can tell there's a lot of chaotic energy going on right now because I am feeling very chaotic. There's a lot of chaos. I'm not taking it as negative. It's just chaos. I'm rolling with it. Eclipse, full moon, lots of stuff going on today. So I might take a breath every now and then, intentionally just kind of refocus, get back on track, and let's talk about it. So a lot of people, or it's very common, I should say, a lot of people, it's common currently, like in this time frame, or when we hear abundance, a lot of people use that and either associate it with money or they mean money when they're talking about abundance. And there's a couple of possibilities behind that, right? If you're using abundance because it makes you feel like fancy and up-leveled and it makes you feel expansive, like I can expand, I am expanding into abundance. It makes me feel bigger. It makes me feel receptive to all this. It attracts more abundance. If that's the feeling that you get or that you are tapped into when you use abundance, fabulous. Go with it and keep letting it guide you and expand and step into that expansion. If, however, you're using abundance because saying and talking about money makes you uncomfortable, then that is simply an indicator that that's some work you have to do. Like if you set that intention for abundance, manifesting abundance, but you're uncomfortable talking about money, you don't have a good relationship with money, that, if you think back to day one, where I talked about the seed being planted with intention, and the thing that comes up first is the thing unlike itself, meaning the little sprout first has to start with the roots, then the sprout has to move the dirt. Even the little, they're specks, but to a sprout, they probably feel like boulders, has to move that dirt out of the way for it to actually break the surface, right? All that's going on underneath the surface before we ever see the sprout pop up. Before we ever see that, it has started to attach itself to the soil with the roots, and it has done all this work to come out and pop out over the soil. So if you are uncomfortable and it makes you feel uneasy saying, I want to manifest more money. I want to be wealthy. And if you don't want to be wealthy, I want to feel abundant. I want to live an abundant life. That's simply an indication that that's that resistance coming up for you. That is an indication that that is something that you have to work on. You identifying it, then it comes to reframing it, forgiving it, releasing it, thanking it for the lessons and for the experiences you had and have developed because of it. It all is part of what makes us up, right? Now, this story that comes up for you as resistance, you may have had no active role in creating that belief. Like we talked about, most of our core beliefs are established when we're young. From 1 to 7, I think is the age. I don't know all the science behind it, but I think it's from 1 to 7. That's where we're absorbing by the environment that we're in, by what we see, what we're taught by life, by experience, by, our family stories that we just grow into. So identifying these resistances is good work. It's that step in identifying what needs to be reframed and let go and say, thank you for your service. I'm going to move on into another bigger area. So I'm going to expand. Good evening, Maya. Hello. Edmonton, London. Oh, hello. Thanks for joining, Maya. And so that's simply an indicator. Use abundance in either fashion, but if you use it as kind of like a cover up, then just know it's work that has to be done. There's no judgment there. There's no criticism. It's fine. It's work that needs to be done. We'll always be identifying work that needs to be done. Talking money, the largest I've had to manifest was 40K, a very specific amount, not to be rich or a millionaire. Exactly, right? So that's a specific amount needed for something specific or to accomplish something or whatever the case is. That is still abundance because you're manifesting and attracting that. So thank you, Janice. Thank you for pointing that out. It doesn't have to be like for a lifestyle, but if you still have that core belief that it's not possible, I am not, if you identify as the type of person that I cannot attract this kind of money, I cannot have this type of wealth or this amount of money in my bank account or be in possession of it, or if you have stories that I'm bad at managing money, these are all those resistances that need to be moved out of the way, worked through, forgiven, let go. So that's just something to be aware of. And you guys know I like to throw in metaphors, examples, because I learn well by them and I just love using them. So I will keep it on the cleaner side because there's a more adult way of saying it, but you'll get the message. If you think of that using abundance as a cover up, like because you're not comfortable saying money or talking about money or having a relationship with money, because we do need to have a relationship with it if that's what we're trying to manifest and increase or attract. Think of it as what you're covering up. It's like a poop cupcake with frosting on top. It looks pretty, right? On top, it looks so pretty and scrumptious, but it's the energy beneath it. What's underneath, what's covering up, that's not so good. That's not so good, right? So when I heard that example, it was said with, it wasn't the word poop. It was a different word. But so when you start feeling that, I'm not really comfortable saying, okay, I just need to transform that and turn this into a beautiful cupcake, the one that tastes good, that has all the wonderful magical ingredients in it, and not the poop cupcake. So just something to throw out there, a little bit of a giggle, if nothing else, right? So where am I at? So it might feel fancy, or it could be a limiting belief. Identifying and knowing which one is key. And so if you look up the definition for abundance, it doesn't have to do with money. It doesn't have money in the definition. The definition is To have a plentiful supply, more than you need, and has an underlying context of good things. So if, for example, because I'm doing some work with tarot, like learning how to use tarot for coaching, abundance, like the grapes, there's I think I forget which card because I'm really bad at that right now, but I'm working on it. It's just where it is. That's right. There's one with lots of grapes. It's I think the Pentacles with lots of grapes and flowing gown, like a cloak or something like that. And that is abundant. She looks abundant in the card, and comfortable and cozy. And that might be your definition of abundance, to have the things that you love, to have your creature comforts. We did a lot of work with that just this past new moon, this most recent one, because it was the Taurus new moon. And that's what Taurus is all about. So creating those creature comforts, that lavish, whatever lavish means to you, lifestyle, like having that cozy blanket, having the things that feel good, using the nice glasses, right? The nice cups, instead of saving them for special occasions, that type of energy, because it makes you feel good. So I like to I interchange depending on the topic or the way I'm talking about it. I do use abundance, money, and wealth when I'm talking about monetary stuff, because that does acknowledge that I am expanding into more abundance. I am building my business so that I can reach certain goals and achieve things that I want to, because with that abundance. That abundance will help me help other people, make an impact, and reach goals that I want to reach, that I cannot reach without getting to that certain level of abundance. I pulled out the Queen of Pentacles last night. The Queen of Pentacles is an awesome card. She is like in control. She's got her stuff together. The Queen of all the suits I associate with the emotions. The emotions are in line, and I love that. That's a great card. Great card to pull, Gabriela, for yourself. So let's see. Okay, so back to the meaning, the definition of abundance. Having a plentiful supply and just having that feel good underlying current. What other things can you apply this definition of abundance to? What else can you have an abundance of that is not monetary, that you may also want to work on manifesting? You may want to cultivate or manifest an abundance of love. This can be relationship love with a partner. It can be family, like if there's some difficulty or strained relationships in a family, cultivating that abundance of love. Because when we approach anything with love, we see it with kinder eyes. We don't have to accept the things that we don't like, but we can step back from that judgment. Joy, exactly, Janice, was on my list. I put joy and joy/happiness. Janine got happiness, exactly. And you were thinking of that. That explains 1212. You're aligned. Absolutely. You are getting so many messages. I love seeing the messages you get. So abundance of love, joy, and happiness. Friends, relationships that support you, relationships that make you feel fulfilled, finding your tribe, right? Finding your soul family in addition to your blood family, right? Because that is abundance, having that support, that energy, that camaraderie in those relationships. And abundance of exciting experiences. Right now, you would be a good time to release resistance to those exciting experiences, because Sagittarius, it's the centaur with the archer, to shoot that arrow and follow it for adventure, right? So if you are interested or wanting to manifest exciting experiences, this full moon right now that we're in is a perfect time to release the resistance to that. Release the fear of following your dreams to have these adventures. Release the stories that people are telling you that you believe that, oh, that's not worth it. Why would you want to do that? Stay in your safe little bubble. Well, the safe little bubble isn't fulfilling you. What about stress about something? Minds, all times thinking. The stress about attracting that, Maya, or the stress about how it's possible? Tell me a little bit more about what type of stress. Like, is it just like the thought of how is it going to happen that's creating the stress, or how am I going to make this happen? Just so that I understand what you're asking a little bit better. So let me know. I will look for the comments. Love it to lots of joy. Yes, lots of joy, Gabriela. And we could have an abundance of gratitude. Don't have a gratitude practice. And if gratitude is not a default state that you're in, you might want to manifest, cultivate, attract, create more gratitude, because stepping into gratitude attracts more things to be grateful for and bigger and better things, because you're grateful for what you have, and you can then build on that and expand by attracting more of what you are grateful for. I see that, Maya. Give me just a second while I finish this list, and then I'll respond. So gratitude, you can manifest or work on manifesting an abundance of health. If you have health issues that are keeping you from doing the things you love, the things that you want to do, or you simply want to improve your health from where you are right now, to be at like a preventive measure so you don't have more difficulties or compounded health issues down the line, you can work on manifesting health, a healthier life. And what that means for you in your specific situation. Is it more movement? Is it a different diet? And not like a diet, like I'm going on a diet for a day, like just what to incorporate in your diet. Could it be mental health? You need some personal self-care time to cultivate that good, positive mental health. You might want to manifest an abundance of travel opportunities. My mom is a chronic traveler. She loves traveling the world. She has, created that type of lifestyle for herself because that's what fulfills her. There are people in my family that say, oh my gosh, where is she going now? Why is she always, globetrotting? Because she loves it. It doesn't have to make sense to my other family who are not travelers, right? So, yes, listen to your inner self. That is always good. I don't know. Love it to joy. Questions here, not a good moon tonight to put out crystals or moonlight tonight is so. Gotcha. Yes, Janice is right. There are two schools of thought. People have said this is a very strong moon to not necessarily put your things out. I will always say, follow what feels good to you, exactly like what Janice says, because not everybody is in the same energetic space. Not everybody is in the same mental space, or like your body might not be in line with the way that someone else is telling you to do things, but it feels better this way. So if you feel called to put them out because you really want to harness this really powerful type of transformative and healing and releasing energy, go ahead and put them out. If it feels too chaotic, like I was saying, like in a sense where it doesn't feel good to you, it doesn't feel expansive, and you don't want to hold on to that type of energy, then don't put it out. Don't put them out. It's perfectly fine. You can, if you're looking to charge or to cleanse things, you can do that with smoke. You can do that with sound. You can do it with your own energy. So definitely follow what feels good for you, because that's how it has effect, when it feels right and good and authentic to you. All of these things that I'm talking about really only work when they feel right for you and feel good. So yes, awesome. And then Maya, let me go back to that. Something hurting and fears inside. Okay, so what about stress? Something, mine's always thinking, something hurting and fears inside. So if there are fears, are they related to like what you're going after? Fear of following your dream, fear of what's going to happen, fear of what people will think. All of these fears You may have heard this before. It's very common. It's false. Think of fear as false evidence appearing real. It has power and it has energy because we give it that energy. When you stand up to fear, because fear can seem very big and bad and overbearing and very strong. But when you stand up to it, even just a tiny little bit, fear is a bully and fear will back down. It may make lots of loud noises like, you'll regret this, or that's what your brain is telling you. But if you can stand up to it, and this is going to sound a little strange, but a lot of people think, well, I need to identify this fear and I need to trace it back and see where it comes from before I can move forward. I say, BS. You can move forward and knock that fear down a bit. And if you are guided or really want to track it down and trace it back, that's fabulous. But from my perspective of coaching, I am here to help you from where you are moving forward. There are other people that have more qualifications that are trained to handle and deal with the back stuff. So I have a friend who's a therapist, and a lot of times we talked about early on really the difference between coaching and therapy. And coaching is like from here moving forward. I'm here to help you move forward. Or therapy can be something to help you heal, and look and investigate into the past. So there's a little bit of crossover, of course, because when we're releasing our fears, we are tapping into where they come from, but they do not need to be completely overcome before we move forward. And I think that's a big thing that our mind tells us with fear, that we have to overcome it and beat it before we do anything moving forward. I have a video I did a while back about making fear an action word instead of an adjective when we talk about fearless. When I fear less by moving forward. By taking action, my fear gets smaller. So being fearless, I'm fearing less, not I need to be fearless before I do anything, because that feels overwhelming. I become more and more fearless. I have less fear, the more actions that I take, the more steps that I take towards what I want. And it doesn't have to be big, gigantic steps. So with that, hopefully that addressed the types of fears that you're talking about. And if it is a hurt, because I say something hurting and fears inside, then are you resisting feeling that hurt? Because it's not going to feel good. And the honest answer is it probably won't feel good, but it can't be healed until you feel it. And again, that doesn't mean going all the way back. It means feeling it right now in your current today circumstances, feeling that hurt to start to heal it moving forward. So I have the best perspectives. Thank you, Christy. Thank you for saying that. I have done a lot of work. So thank you. I appreciate that. So yes, so that's how it makes sense to me. I tie it to stories because story teaches and story gives good examples. So I'm glad it helped. Thank you. I love that. So hopefully, Maya, that helped as well. I know it's very broad. So I hope it did give you a little bit of insight. So we talked about the types of abundance that you might want to call in or cultivate, manifest. And now I'm going to tie it into how do you manifest any type of abundance that you want by working with the moon. Work, work, work. It's always the work. Yes, that's what gets us our results. And it doesn't have to mean like hustle, hustle, hustle. It just means constantly improving ourselves, learning, taking the scary steps. It's all work, but it doesn't have to be like hustle, like nose to the grindstone kind of work. Progress, just forward progress kind of work. Exactly. So Okay, to successfully manifest, thanks for sharing the best. You're welcome, Maya. Thank you for asking. I do appreciate that, because if someone has a question, then it's very likely that other people have the same or similar types of questions. So thank you for asking and for being here as part of our challenge. Yeah, so how to manifest it by working with the moon. It comes from that feeling. Again, our emotions. The moon is associated with water, which is associated with our emotions. And to successfully manifest whatever you're manifesting, you have to feel it in your bones, so to speak. You have to feel it and tap into that emotion of joy for when it happens. Tap into that emotion of gratitude ahead of time before it happens. You have to, whatever works for you. I close my eyes because that's how I like tap into feeling. I close my eyes that way. Either writing about it in the present tense when you write out your intention. I love my life. I love living in this beautiful home. Or I feel so calm now that I'm debt free and I paid off those bills and I'm moving forward in expansive ways. I feel joyful and excited, and I love waking up in my new home, or I love waking up in all these, hotels in different parts of the world. We are here for you. Celebrate this new journey. Yes, we are here for you. We're a pretty awesome group of people here. We have a lot of fun and are very, very supportive, I will have to say. That's what I put out. That's what the type of people that I want to attract here. So that was my intention, right? I sent out those energetic feelers to the type of people that would benefit and contribute and just make it an awesome space. And look, here y'all are. Isn't that fabulous? Oh my goodness, there's still lots of this chaos energy going on, but I'm just loving it. Okay, reset. So by feeling it is how you manifest. Anything from a free cup of coffee, the most amazing parking space, to the biggest mansion or abundance or trips or feelings that you want to cultivate inside of yourself, the type of person that you want to be. It's by feeling that it's possible, feeling into it as much as you can. And the more you do it, the stronger those feelings become. Because I will be quite honest with you, when I first started doing this work and they said, okay, sit and feel into it, I tried, but it was a new practice for me, right? So at first, maybe it feels a little weird. Maybe it feels like, okay, I really don't know what I'm supposed to be feeling. I really don't know how I'm supposed to experience this feeling. I've also got your back for that, because I'm going to show you or tell you how to experience the feeling, how to tie it into. So for example, let's just say you want to be free, like freedom. You want to have time freedom from a job, or time freedom to do the things that you love. You want to feel free to create your own schedule, be free to create your own schedule. So the feeling that you're going to tap into and cultivate is freedom. So then you say to me, well, I don't know what freedom feels like. Then if we were sitting across the table from each other, or across a Zoom from each other, I would ask you, what was the thing that made you feel free as a kid? For me, it was getting a bike. Because once I got my bike, I could ride to my friend's house. I could ride around the block, and we used to go in and out the driveways, all the way around the block, in, out the driveway, up the next driveway, out the driveway, in the driveway, all the way around the block and back around the other way. So a bike meant freedom for me. I didn't necessarily have to have my mom drive me to the community pool, or where was it, something I like, to school, to my grandma's house. I had that freedom. The bike, I could move. Even if I wasn't going anywhere, I could move through space and through air faster on my bike, right? And then I never got great at it, but I was able to kind of sit there where I could let go of the handles for a little bit and then like, balance and pedal or not usually pedal, just kind of coast. That gave me like a little bit bigger sense of freedom. So did you think of those things as having been freedom, experience freedom? So if you want to experience freedom, tap into how it felt that whatever freedom was for you as a child or as a teen or as a young adult, wherever it happens to be. Camping. I'm with you on that, Gabriela. Camping is freedom. We're out in the open. There's really no clocks to follow. It's just kind of what you feel like doing. So that's an awesome one. I love it. So what made you feel free? And if it's not freedom, what do you want to cultivate? What type of thing are you manifesting? And what emotion will you need to tap into to attract it to you, to make it real in your brain? And then what in your past can you tie it into? So having a bike really has nothing to do with the freedom, like actual freedom that you're looking for now, but it's the same feeling. And that's the part that's important. That feeling, what can you tie it into? And if you truly can't come up with, I can't tie it into anything, that's okay. It will come to you, but start with how you think it will feel. Do you see a commercial or do you see someone on Instagram or someone that you follow, or do you know someone and think, hey, that's what I think freedom feels like, or that's what I think abundance feels like? Start there, because it's just about getting to a starting point, finding the starting point for you that will then cultivate those feelings genuinely from your experiences. It may bring up something once you start like, hey, what's a commercial we've seen? Like a zip lining one where people are zip lining over trees. Maybe you see that like, hey, I think that might feel like freedom. What would it feel like to zip over the trees? And start there. Start with something that attracts you. Start with something that just piques your interest and has that moment, just even if it's a fraction of a second, like, hey, that might be what freedom feels like. Hey, that might be fun to, visualize or pretend, if that's the word that works for you, because I've had some people say that to me. I don't know what visualizing is, but I can pretend that I'm there. Fine, pretend, because that's what we did as kids, right? We daydreamed. Use that word if that works for you, because a lot of times we get hung up on the terminology, and that's that resistance. That's where like, oh, I can't visualize. Well, okay, can you imagine? Sure. Or I don't know, I can't visualize what this is. Well, can you pretend? Like that person said to me, you pretend? Like when we play dress up as a kid in our mom's clothes and we're pretending that we're adults. Can you relate to fake it till you make it? I like visualizing. I like feeling. But as a little kid, we're like, I'm going to be the businesswoman, or I'm going to be the homemaker, or I'm going to be the teacher that my mom is, right? How can you find a connection for yourself? I've been taping papers to my wall with things I will accept for myself, what I feel I am worthy of. I am trying to rebuild myself after being bruised by others' words and opinions. Yes, I'm raising my hand because I have been there too. Others' words and opinions. Inside, I knew I deserved more and better. I just have to find the confidence I hid away. Exactly. Let your light shine. Thank you, Tana, for saying that, because it is there inside of us. A lot of times we have hidden it, right? Because society tells us to not want money, or that it's greedy to want money. So whatever that is that comes up for you, it's rewriting it. It's rewiring your brain to believe something different, because our beliefs are stories that were repeated over and over and over, either by experience or by observation. Like I said, just absorbing the type of environment that we grew up in, the type of people we grew up around. We did absorb our parents' beliefs and practices as our own. And then at some point, maybe they start to not feel right, and you still go with them because That's what I'm supposed to be doing, right? So I also want to just take that moment and say, all these beliefs are not like that they're from a bad place. It's not that we have been wronged in the sense of that. It's just what they knew. And that's how we grew up, by experiencing what they knew, right? But all of them can be reframed. All of them can be rewritten. We can make new connections in our brain to believe new things that excite us, that make us feel good, that make us feel expansive. And tying those emotions into the moon is how I do it. Like last night, I was out on the balcony with my tripod and my telephoto lens, and I don't have a great knowledge base yet of the settings and all that, because it's one of those Canon EOS DSLR cameras. And so I found some little tip cards, and I was out there trying to take some pictures of the moon last night. Some came out okay, some didn't come out good at all. Very blurry and all that. But what was fun, I was there connecting with the moon. I could look at her. I could see her come from behind the palm trees that she was hiding behind, from my perspective. And I'm out there, and there was people kind of coming home or walking on the walkway underneath going, what? Because, I had my tripod and I had I'm squatting down trying to get the right view, but I was having a great time. I'm learning, I'm connecting with the moon. I'm looking at the moon. I'm in her moonlight, and it was fabulous. And I will continue to get better and learn how to work with settings and get good pictures of the moon, but it's a learning practice. So all of this is learning. All of this is learning practices. So that is, I think I've covered all the stops. Oh, the last one is create an affirmation for yourself. Like Tana said, she's been putting papers up with what I will accept for myself. Yes. And what I feel I am worthy of, trying to rebuild myself. So a good practice to rewire those connections and make the new associations is to come up with an affirmation, either in support of your intention, if that's how you're working with it, or just one that you love, that you can, and have several, that's fine, but that make you feel good. And the one I always use through these challenges is not one that I created. I heard it somewhere else, but I make it into a little song, or I can make it into a dance, or I could just default to it because it's so simple. And that affirmation is, I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. And see how I just start doing this little jig? Because that's how I associate it. I want it to help to raise my vibe. So I can say it as a song. I am happy, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am wise. I can repeat it while I'm getting my coffee together and sprinkling some cinnamon in there for some fire to amp up that intention or affirmation that I'm saying at the time. And it's easy to fall back on. It's a simple little saying, but saying it and putting that emotion behind it helps me tap into the emotions that I want to also cultivate. So find an affirmation or a few that you feel good, that excite you. And if you really want to amp it up, also create one for yourself that means something to you, because it doesn't have to mean or even make sense to anyone else. It has to make you feel good. It has to make you feel excited that anything you want is possible. And it has to help you reframe and make those new connections by tapping into your emotions. Tap into those feel-good feelings. Raise yourself up the ladder of the emotional scale. And that's how we manifest. We manifest with our emotions. I personally associate tapping my emotions into connecting and working with the moon, because she's associated with emotions and with water. She affects the tides of the planet. And like I said the other day, it's just like so expansive, because everybody and every living thing that has ever lived on this planet has seen the same moon that we see through all of, existence here on Earth, right? Plants react to it. The water reacts to it. The oceans, our bodies sometimes react to it through emotion. So we are all connected, not only by living on this planet, because we live that's the connection. We all live on the same earth, but everybody, no matter what corner or part of the globe, has seen the same exact moon. There's so much energy there. That's just a whole probably topic or class by itself. So while I have, before I go too long, I'm at a good point here. I talked about earlier the bonus class that will be coming on Sunday. I don't have the time in front of me. I did not get that. It will be on Zoom. So if you are on the email list, you will get the email with the Zoom link and with the passcode, or I don't remember how it's set up, with the passcode, or just I let people in as they show up. It is a free class or free workshop, and we will be talking about how the our moon signs affect us, how that can help us get to know ourselves better, and subsequently other people. Like if you know someone who knows what their moon sign is, or you guys can look it up together. I'll walk through all of that, and that will be on Sunday. Tonight, in the Moon Magic and Manifesting Mentorship, we have our full moon circle. So our mentorship is open, and I will be giving you more information about that as well through the emails. And after the challenge is completed, I will put information in the group, or re-put information in the group. I didn't get notified of the Zoom event today. I think it's the same one that we always use, and I created an event. Did you respond that you're going to the event, Gabriela? I wonder if that's why the notification didn't go through. But I can actually look. Since we're here right now, I have no problem looking. That's the bonus of live, right? Let's see, where am I looking? The mentorship, the events. It's got the Sagittarius full moon circle. It might not. Let's see, who's it? Going. Okay, it doesn't say that you clicked going yet. So that might be why you did not get the notification, but you can find it in the events in the Facebook group. It is there for today. And now that I'm saying that, I'm going to, yep, it's today. Today's the 26th. I have to make these connections at 4 Pacific. So, okay. So we have our full moon circle. We have one every full moon, and we have one every new moon. And so today I'm going to be, we can each individually burn our forgiveness list, or I can do it for you, and you can't find it. Okay, let me see if I can tag you in it. La la la. How do I do that? And while I'm doing this, I will tell you guys that what also is part of the, oops, I need my keyboard. What is part of the mentorship, because there are different components that resonate with different people. I post a daily card. I pull a card every day, and I post a journal prompt that goes along with it. I just now tagged you, Gabriela, in the event. So it should be going to you. A daily card. Currently this month, I'm using Gabby Bernstein's Super Attractor card. So I post the card and a journal prompt. And then at the, once the next month starts, I create a PDF of all of the journal prompts of the previous month. So you can print them for yourselves. You can always find the file in the group, have it as a resource. And none of it is required work, right? You don't have to do all the journal prompts. You don't have to look at all the cards. It's there for you to make it work however works best for you. And then I also have a coaching call for the new moon, because we're working through the new moons of the zodiac. So the week before or so of the new moon, we have a coaching call where we talk about the energies of that new moon and how we might want to apply that to the intentions that we're going to set at the new moon. And we're doing that through every single sign of the zodiac. We started with Aries, and we're going to work all our way all the way to Pisces, I believe, right? Is the 12th sign. So you're welcome. Yay. So we're doing that every new moon. And then there's either like a magic call. I call them our magic circles because we can talk about all things magic. We've had some great conversations in there. What I created that space, how I put together that space is a connection of girlfriends, whether we really know each other or not. When we start, everybody is very welcoming and everybody is supportive, and it's like hanging out with your girlfriends for our moon circles. If we could do this in like a big like teleport, like what is it, like on Star Trek, where they beam us somewhere, it would be awesome if we could all meet in like one central living room or hang out with our girlfriends. But this is the next best thing. We do it by Zoom, and sometimes I share practices that you might want to incorporate or try with your new moon or full moon. And you might have things that you like to try on you do on your own, just doing it with the in the company of the group. So like sometimes I might color, or sometimes I might bring something and we might just take a few minutes to jot down some things for our intentions. So it's not structured at all, as I am not structured. So it mimics what I am because I am the creator of it. So that's what. Will there be a replay of the bonus class? We have a family function. Yes, there will be, Christy. And I'm going to, what's the right word I'm going to do? If you're in the group, I don't see where you're looking. I think you're in the group because I'm watching the comments on the group. I think. But either way, I'm going to stream it live from while we're on Zoom. I'm going to stream it into the Moon Magic, let me get all my alliteration correct, into the Manifesting with the Moon Challenge Facebook group so that it will be visible in there. Some people have told me they don't have access to Zoom, or it's not easy for them based on like devices or anything along those lines. So I will be streaming it in there, and the replay will be there. And for also the email list, I will send out an email link, or a link in the email to the replay. So no worries at all. It will be available for you in a couple of different ways. So you're welcome. Awesome. Awesome. All right. So I think that's all I have to cover. I put my keyboard down too early. I'm going to put the link again for the membership if you guys are interested in it. And you will be getting more information that I'll be sharing with you on email and in the group, as well as on the page. I know that, different people, the way Facebook works, see things at different times, and not everybody sees every post. So that's just how I've kind of done my way, just spreading out the resources and the way to see it a little bit, hopefully more visible to more people. Copy link address, and let me get back to my page here. And I noticed I did the stories yesterday and I was getting tongue-tied. I love alliteration so much, which is why a lot of my things start with the same letter, like moon, magic, and manifesting, mentorship. But it does get me tongue-tied sometimes. Or I talk about one, it's like, oh, wait, no. I don't have kids, but I associate it with, like, how parents kind of go through all their kids' names when they're trying to get to one. I've witnessed that. But that's kind of how I associate it with. No, I meant you. Here. All right. So I know it shows up on the page. I'm not sure about the group right away. Later on it will, I think. So excellent. All right. I think you're welcome, Janice. Thank you guys for being here. I love this challenge and I love these chats so much because this is really my jam. This is what I love to do, is to connect with you guys and help and, all the things. So have a happy full moon. We're in that full moon energy for a few days. If you're not yet in the Blue Moon Magic Tribe Facebook group, I don't know if that link will show up. I'll put that here. That is also a free group. That's the main free group where most of our ongoing stuff goes on. The challenge group is more active, obviously, during the challenges like right now, but it does stay open. So you have all these resources available to you. And join the Blue Moon Magic Tribe Facebook group here. Okay. And then if it didn't show up in all the chats, I will go back and put them in there. So yes, see you guys in a few hours in the mentorship. And those are also available for replay in the class site for those that, you know, if you're interested or say I can't make it at 4 p.m. Pacific, whatever that works out to be in your time zone. The replays of the circles are posted in the class site, which is Teachable. And those are there. I do have to put up the last circle that we were. It's not the moon circle, but I do have to put that in there. I'm getting a list of things that I need help with, which is good. That means, you know, new problems that I had time for before that I'm struggling with time now. That means I'm expanding. So new problems means I'm up leveling. Yay! Love that reframe. All right, guys, that's what I've got for you today. Happy full moon. Happy forgiveness and gratitude practices, and have a magical day. We're talking tomorrow about ways you can connect with the moon, actual practices that you can try or incorporate from time to time or in your day-to-day life to help you connect with the moon and tap into that emotion. So bye, guys. I will talk to you and see you tomorrow. Take care.